Good
We
evening,
found it.
everybody. Welcome on the weekly motivational call with Andrew. There's all the usual suspects is on.
The,
Andrew,
sus
are you
the
ready for us? It's
suspect.
good to see you on a Sunday call. Usually, I must struggle all alone to get something out of the people, but if you're here, at least then it's 15 minutes covered.
So I'm going to struggle to get it out of them myself.
What is the struggle?
Are you saying so I must now struggle to get it out of them?
Yeah, it's your turn. I can't do all the
Oh,
work alone.
yes, I'm not a dentist.
I can give you two challenges for today.
Uh-oh.
The first one is to
What?
get somebody that never opened their mouths on a Zoom call to speak. That shouldn't be too difficult. Erika, you speak enough. You don't have to zip your mouth. We can see you. We
Again, the
can see you.
second
Right, Andrew,
challenge.
what? The
What's
second
the
challenge,
second
to get
challenge?
Bernice to speak 5 minutes in English to the British people. Bernice, once you go past the 45-second marker, English is perfect. It's just that first few nervous moments. Bernice can speak excellent English. She doesn't know it. She can speak perfect English. Very
Yeah,
calm and very, very well. But
I've
she's
heard her
slightly
speak
sometimes
English.
refusing. Yeah. You can also say she's heard Bernice before. Bernice can speak very, very good English, very articulated. But we'll get Bernice onto the English school. I'm going to let her present the English school very soon. When was that one? Friday, Bernice. Friday we're going to have an English call for new beginnings in art style. We'll see.
Yes.
I'll surprise her. Right, Andrew,
I
let's
am.
use all your wisdom on the people.
Interesting. I want to talk a little bit about our character and how do we model and build and grow this character? What is this character rooted in, and how does it develop from there? We obviously have to have something to focus on in order to know what we want to grow into. A lemon tree doesn't mold itself on an apple tree. It has the history and the science of the lemon to go by. And so it grows into a lemon tree and it produces fruit which are lemons. Now we have to decide in our character, who are we? And who are we going to represent? And what are we going to represent? And then we have to decide how we build that character. And there are core building blocks to this thing called character in our lives. And these things are values. And we have to choose what those values are. We're not born with them. We are born with a clean slate. We get molded and we get shaped by the circumstances around us. We get molded and shaped by the people in our lives and the influence that we have. And we have to choose. Do we want to be like those people or don't we want to be like those people? Because sometimes you definitely don't want to be like your parents, okay? Because maybe they aren't setting that good example. Now, when I teach young couples or even older couples that are wanting to get married about what marriage is and why it was given to us as a gift from God, there's only actually one scripture that gives us a genuine answer, a clear indication as to what the reason for marriage was. And that's in the book of Malachi, where it says that he gave them the right to become one in flesh and to be husband and wife because he was seeking godly offspring. So, as parents, we have a responsibility to shape our children and to grow them into godly offspring. But what are godly offspring? Are they religious nutters? Are they traditional fools? What are godly offspring? And where we draw our knowledge from and our understanding of what godly offspring is we look at what the character of God is himself. And the best description and definition of the character of God is found in 1 Corinthians 13, where it tells us exactly what the fullness of the character of love is. He is love. When Jesus was asked what is love, his answer was quite simple: God is love. That's it, full stop, exclamation mark, whatever point you want to put at the end of that. That was a very definite answer. And then Paul gives us the perfect description of that character in 1 Corinthians 13. And it's expressed in Galatians 5, where it speaks about the fruit of the Spirit as well, because the fruit of the Spirit is the expression of that character. And he talks in 1 Corinthians 13, he says that love, God is patient, God is kind. He doesn't envy or boast. He holds no record of wrongs. He does not delight in evil, but he rejoices with the truth. He always hopes, always trusts, always perseveres, always protects, and he never, ever fails. Now, I think that's a good starting point to model your character, or anyone's character for that matter. If you are rooted in and grounded in love, those values, those characteristics grow in you. Characteristics of patience and kindness and selflessness and humility and gratitude and respect and honor and integrity, and all of those things, they literally become building blocks of your character. Now, why I said at the beginning, we can choose what we want to build and how we want to build, because we're not robots, we're not programmed, we're not given this fixed blueprint that we have to adhere to in our lives. We can choose, because there are going to be negative influences, there are going to be wrong values, there are going to be things that will challenge you in character as we come along this journey. And these are not just building blocks for where we are now as a group. These are building blocks for life. These are things that we can constantly work on and build on. And these are things that we can accept and things that we can discard. I always like to use the example of, let's say, Bernice has to go for a job interview. And she's got this job interview with this fantastic company, and it's a brilliant salary, and there's all the perks and everything that she needs. And she starts work on the first day, and the first day the boss asks her to do something that goes against her values. She can choose then and there. Do I drop my values, or do I stand up for my values? But I really, really love this job, you know. And it's important that we as individuals know the strength of the values that we have in our lives and where we go with this. Not every open door is an open door from God. We have to exercise wisdom, and we have to make sure that we build where our values align. If we start to compromise on our values, if we start to cut our character to fit into that environment, what's going to happen? Our character becomes corrupt. We lose our identity, and we no longer really know who we are, because we're trying to fit into the mold that somebody else is trying to create for us. There's an awesome story in Scripture where David had to go and fight Goliath. And before he went out to fight Goliath, Saul called him and said to him, "Here, put on my armor and prepare yourself to go into battle against this man." Now, David was just a boy. He was about 15 years old. Saul was a fully grown adult. He was the strongest warrior of Israel. And he put this armor on David, and David couldn't even stand, never mind move. And David said, "But I can't go in this. This isn't me. This isn't my character." And David took off the armor, and he went into battle with nothing but a stick and a sling and 5 stones. And he went in his character, and he stood upon his values. And he said to Saul, "The Lord will deliver this uncircumcised Philistine into our hands this day." He didn't trust the values of Saul. He didn't trust the protection of Saul. He didn't trust that environment. It wasn't for him. But he stood firm upon his values, and he stood upon the knowledge of where those values were rooted and created. And so he went into battle. And as it says in 1 Corinthians 13, that I quoted for you, love never fails. Success was his portion. Why? Because love went before him. The reason he went into that battle wasn't to be a hero. He went into that battle because the people that were his people were being tormented by the Philistines. And he loved those people, and because of love, he did what he did. But he didn't compromise on who he was in character, and he didn't compromise on his values. He stood there as he was, assured of himself as David and his relationship with God, and God delivered the victory. Success was his portion because love never fails. So if Bernice is in that job on day one, and the values are already being questioned and the temptation to compromise is there, you've got to take a step back and say, whoa, 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 whoa. I've got to stand up for what I believe in. Maybe I'll lose my job because of it, but I cannot lose who I am just for a job. Remember what I said, not every open door was opened by God. Sometimes we force them open, and that's not very good. All right, because it's hard to shut them. So build our characters on the incredible characteristics that are shown to us by those gone before us, and especially on the foundation of the character of God. Build who we are in the values of love, patience and kindness and selflessness and humility and gratitude and respect and integrity. Build into that character of love so that you as an individual can stand, that you can face the torment, and that you, at the end of the day, will receive favor from God and from man because you are unwavering in who you are. It's very, very important that we work on building this because in the industry that we're involved with, people come hitting hard at you with every kind of opportunity. And you see on some of the groups, you get all these hellos and all these scam things that come your way. Stand firm on your values. If you wouldn't approach somebody like that, why would you accept somebody approaching you like that? Obviously, the intentions are not pure. Obviously, they don't have the same character and same values and same ideals as you. So again, and we've seen it shared. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. Build that character so that it reflects. Build that character so that it attracts. That people would want to be around you. That people would want to learn from you. I mean, I shared one of our opportunities with somebody today that I was involved in an opportunity with a few years ago, and it was a failed thing, and we were all very burnt and disheartened and disgruntled. But because of character, because of respect, because of who I am and who he is, there was an attraction. I literally shared 5 lines with him over a Telegram message, and he signed up after the 6th message. If we build our character and we allow that character to attract, that's all that's necessary. It's not the opportunity. People don't follow you because of the opportunity. People follow you because of who you are. People followed Christ not because of the miracles that he did, but because he was different, because his character was different, because he reflected something that wasn't being reflected in society. And he changed people's lives for it. And you and I have the ability to do exactly the same thing, starting with a foundational value of humility in who we are, because we aren't greater than anybody that we come across in life. And we just work into that humility, growing into that character of love. And as it says, success will be our portion. That's all I have to share right now. You have to unmute yourself, Stefan.
Yeah, it will help if I unmute. Normal story. I forget to unmute. Who's got any questions for Andrew? Make it difficult, please. Yeah, that easy week. I didn't give him much hassles this week. Who's got a difficult question about character for Andrew? Character is important. David, your hand is up. You can unmute yourself and ask away.
Good evening, all. I'm happy to be here, and I'm joining this Zoom for the first time. I haven't seen it on the Telegram channel, and also having been invited by some of our loving members here. And I was actually wanting to not raising my hand in order to speak. I was actually to remove it, and it happened to be raised. But nonetheless, I'm happy, and I'm happy, Andrew, for the beautiful sharing that we had. It really is, quite encouraging. It is enlightening. It is motivating. It's building us up, and I'm thankful to be here. Thank you, Stephen. Bye.
Thanks,
Thank you,
thanks,
David.
David. Yeah, Andrew is a very wise man, and he speaks very wise words. Not always. When we're on a private call, he will once in a while say something very, very uncivilized and unclever, or not. No, let's just call it what it is. Sometimes you're straight stupid with some of the things that you ask me. I don't know
I'm
if it's
only
always
human.
to. Sometimes I get the impression you want to test me if we're on a call together.
Absolutely.
With
That's wisdom.
that's wisdom. Okay, that's good. Yeah, Andrew and I spoke a few times for very long minutes, and how we say it as it is. We say it as it is. Is there anybody else who wants to ask Andrew anything about character and showing your character to the world? It looks all quiet. I just want to add something here. It's very interesting that some of my videos not been taken off yet because I'm straightforward. What is our aim with our community? Not only on here on the motivational call, but in all the other groups that we're together in. Our aim is to take the power away from the elite. And if your character is right, you can lead people into the right opportunities. Yeah, we test a lot of things and some of them don't make it. And then we go on to the rest. But on average this year, Erika, what is our success rate? I think about 90%. But I'm on 10 new ones for this year. Yes, it's 90%. Only one failed.
90.
Uh, and we usually fail before we get a lot of people on board. Erika, how much money did I lose for you on that stupid thing?
What? Um, less than $100, right at $100.
What is the commission you made out of me so far on Cornelian?
It's a lot.
I
don't
think
have
I
an
covered
exact
the
number.
$100 for you.
I don't have the exact number, but it's very close to the 900.
Good. Yeah, people, we work together on a lot of things. There's a new thing that I joined recently. It's working well. And suddenly people wants to join because they see that we are there. They see me and Andrew sitting on a board right next to each other and they want to join. They see me and Erika on a board and they say they want to join, and some other people as well. Uh, if you set an example and show them how the things work, just make it easy for them. Yes, it's something new for a lot of people. I've moved people to gifting communities in the last week who's never heard about gifting, but we guide them, we take them step by step. And that shows character. If you put somebody in a position where you want him to join any of our platforms or anything that you do, let's say Andrew decide now somewhere in May, 28 May is going to be busy. I'm going to have to do a few things on the 28th. Let's say the 25th of May, Andrew decides to buy food for an orphanage, and he wants a few people to go help with the offloading. The people will follow. He won't even have to tell them where they're going. They will just arrive and he will take them and they will deliver the food because of Andrew's character. People don't follow what you say, they follow your character. Always make sure that you speak according to what's in your heart and what's in your character. That's very, very easy to do. Not always easy. Sometimes you're in a situation. I was in many, many situations in my life. I think my first 7 efforts, or yeah, let's call it efforts, of being employed by some other people didn't last long because they wanted me to do things that wasn't in agreement with. So then you just leave. You can't work in a situation like that. And here I am now at this ripe old age on this planet of 5.5 decades. And I've never honestly really worked for anybody else in my life. I was in the transport business, but I worked for myself because I love the job. It was nice. It was working with people. I had staff of 400 that I had to educate and guide and motivate. That's not work. That's good to have a paycheck at the end of the month, but that's not work. To motivate people isn't work. It will never be work. And what we're currently doing, same story. We are motivating people and guiding people. Okay, who's this funny person that says here that yeah, that can only be Andrew. Andrew, you know my real age. Don't
Yeah, 32. You're just very stressed from
32.
working with all the people.
32. Yeah, I looked at a photo when I was 33. Oh, I was a beautiful young man. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Let me just get this call cut here quickly. Why is this person not on a Zoom call? Scary.
Yeah, who is it?
Charmaine, she's not on the Zoom call. I don't know why. I don't know why. Right, anybody else wants to add anything about character or anything else that is interesting that you want to share with us? It doesn't have to be specifically about character. That was a subject for tonight. But anybody wants to share anything that happened in the last week or so? We didn't have a call last week. Why did we cancel last week's call? I can't remember. Oh yeah, I had signal issues and Andrew was without power. So it was
Yeah,
2 weeks ago. What
no
interesting
power.
things happened to anybody on here? I'm dead sure that at least one of the 23 on here got something interesting to share. And now, Andrew, this is the point where they start disappearing in their tens at the time when they know I'm going to call out names. Let's see, do we have a volunteer to tell us about anything good that happened to you in the last week? Yurika, it doesn't help you to look up to the sky. I can still see you.
Can I go? Of course I want to share. You said for me to keep quiet. I'll share.
No, I never said you must be quiet.
Oh, I thought you said that
Right?
earlier.
Share what happened in the last 2 weeks that was wonderful.
So I want to share that I went to I've been, since I moved into my new place, I've been going to different trivia nights at different places. And I went to a music trivia competition on a Monday, and we won the Name That Song contest. And we got this big trophy, and we ended up with like um, a bar tab, a gift card for the restaurant. It was a pizzeria. So it was really fun to connect with my partner Andrew, and then his another couple. And I just love to like listen to all these different genres of music. It was so cool to listen to the different clips and then have to name the artist and the title. And sometimes you would have to name the lyrics as part of like the question. So it was fun. So we won first prize. And so that was a lot of fun to do that and connect with people in community. What else happened awesome this week? I took what you said to heart a lot, Stefan, about working for other people and how I don't need to continue to search for other ways to do that. So I declined one of those offers to go work for one of the companies, and I have not continued to pursue the solar job just because it's not, I don't need to be employed with anyone else. If anything, I need to go to maybe part-time at Lululemon, but I do love working there. And I love the values of that company. And I've never found anything there that's made me feel like, not aligned with, or anyone asking me to do anything that I haven't been aligned with. So I feel really good about the culture of that company. But I did take with you said to heart a lot. And yeah, I know I'm here to lead others, and I've continued to do that this week. And it's really good to be able to share a lot of these different platforms with people. And I'm just grateful to be able to work with you and Andrew as well. Andrew, thank you for your message about character. It really spoke to me, and I love the references that you brought in. So thank you. And I'm complete.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that, Erika. Dusty wants to say hi. She's been screaming out here for 2 minutes already. Come say hi to the people. There's Dusty.
You have to unmute her.
No, Dusty don't want to be unmuted. She's happy to just walk around on my books. Yeah, Dusty, the Magic Cat, she also got a Canadian profile now. And then on the other thing that we're working on, she moved to the receiving position. Mind you, she's going to receive all the gifts tonight. Oh, all the beautiful, my cat. I must maybe ask my cat for a loan. She's got more money than me soon.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. I love that Dusty has all these beautiful opportunities right along with us. I love it.
Yeah. People, I just want to share something else. I'm not going to name names. I had a phone call this morning with a person that's very high up in the things that we do. And there's severe challenges. We some of us know about the challenges that we've got on some of the platforms. And I worked out a quick strategy how to financially get a solution. Now, it's not only about the finances. That is not what's going to save this platform. What's going to save this platform is the people working together. But we worked out a strategy how to financially do the financial rescue. And then after that, you can look at the people. And once the financial stress is behind you, then everything else falls in place, because we are being used, or we have been used for many, many, many years to be controlled by finances. Once you get the financial stumble blocks out of the way, then things work very well. We had a long conversation about some other things as well. And just the mutual respect, because this person never acted out of character at any given thing that he did. He never acted out of character. He believed in what he did, and that what he did, decided at that stage was the right decision, and he stood by it. He never backed off. He decided to make a decision, and he stood by it. And for that, I've got a lot of respect. We had I think what we did this morning in maybe 20 or 30 minutes did more for that platform than anybody else did before that. And just because there's mutual trust, because he knows I'm not going to back off, I'm going to stand by my points, and he's not going to back off, and now we need to find a middle way. When you get into a conversation with somebody, if it's somebody new that you want to introduce to something, somebody old that's got some challenges, that's already long on a platform, some friends or some family, just go into that conversation with mutual respect. That is important. I had a 2-day period now where I visited Patrick and Charmaine. I spoke to their daughter 2 nights, one night up to 2 and one night up to 3 o'clock. Very intense conversations. And there were some harsh words. She's a young woman, so there were some harsh words, but it was said with respect at all times. And then after a day and a half, she said, yeah, she now need to go think about all the things I told her and some of the truths of life that I shared with her. And that's how you help even younger people. Just stay within your character. Never deviate. Don't be scared of the youngsters. Most of them are very, very stupid. They don't have experience. So sit them down and share your story with them. That's how you work with people. Always nice to help some people just to get some direction in your life. Erika, you can't type and be on Zoom. You type so fast. Yeah, abundance is all around us. It's scary. I've seen this week some weird and wonderful things happen. People who I never thought would closely work with us suddenly started working together. And that's not causing only abundance for us, but also for them. Anybody else here who wants to? We still got, well, we're unlimited on time, and I don't want to keep you up the whole out of Sunday. I still got some trading to do before 8 o'clock. Anybody else that wants to add something? Or must I nominate? Oh, my favorite target is sitting here on the right-hand side of the screen, but I'll give her a little bit of a skip today. Maybe one off day. Yeah, and we will have the competition again very soon. We will have that rematch on the map competition. And then there was a very strong request from 7 different people about bingo. I don't know how we're going to do bingo on a Zoom call yet. I have no idea. But there must be a way that somewhere we can find something online where we can play bingo. The Americans like bingo. Andrew, have you played bingo before?
Probably as a youngster, forced to by my grandmother, but that was many moons ago.
Yeah, that was many, many moons ago. Now but we'll first do the map story.
Oh, we lost.
Right, let's see who else is on here that can say a few words for us. And I look right into somebody who also claims they can't speak English, but they can speak good English. But Jocelyn, I'll skip you for tonight. Cohen, you new on here. Can you say hello and tell us who you are?
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Kerwin. I'm from Queenstown in the Eastern Cape. I've been introduced to the business by Johan, and I'm very excited, and I'm following the strategy. So I'm looking forward to great things, and I would really like to say thanks to everybody. Thank you so much.
Good. Welcome on board. Welcome on board. You can watch the previous motivational calls on the YouTube channel that we recorded when Andrew shared some live truths. Right, I'm not going to keep you too much longer. I need to make a bit of money for Dusty and myself and for some other people as well. I did post a Zoom schedule for this week. We're not going to have any gift of legacy calls before the big call on Tuesday. We'll wait for that, and then we'll do calls after that again to explain a little bit more about how we're going to change the strategy to work for everybody. On Tuesday, I'll have the normal Canadian call in the morning. Erika, I may change that call. If you can promise me.
I can set my alarm. I can set my alarm if I know that that's when it is every
I'm
Tuesday at
willing
that
to
time.
move. I'm willing to move that thing to 7 p.m. It depends on the in public
I'm
how
up
big the
every
size of the
day.
chocolate cake is that you're going to send me.
I can't send you chocolate cake. You're not allowed to have that anymore. But I can
You
send
see
you
there,
something
Andrew?
healthy chocolate cake. Some healthy
Discrimination.
chocolate cake.
We will do it at 10 a.m. in the morning. You'll have
What
to wake up 3
what time is that then for me? 3 a.m., right?
3 a.m. 3 a.m.
All right. That's fine. I got it.
Good. All right, everybody, you have a wonderful week. There's a lot of blessings coming in this week. A lot. It is going to be so big that no person will be able to take any credit for it. It will come straight from our Creator. Our blessings is coming in big numbers and amounts. Keep your feet on the ground and keep your clothes on. And if you got a seatbelt close, put that on as well. We're going to fly. And sorry, you guys don't have wings, so I can't lift all of you up together with Andrew. So you'll have to be strong. Keep your clothes on, keep your seatbelts on, and take enough water for the trip. It's going to be a few long days coming up for some people here. Very long days. Bernice, I really feel sorry for you for what you must go through from Wednesday onwards. You are going to be so busy. But we'll support wherever we can and work on what you need to work in this week. This is going to be a very busy week for Bernice. Some others on here as well. Some of us are now 4 projects at the same time, or that we need to look at very intensively. But so be it. Sometimes you need to work hard, and then after a few days you calm down again and you enjoy the abundance. All right, have a good week, have a good night, and have a good Sunday for you in the Americas.
Bye,
You
Lex.
can unmute yourself, shout bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye all.
Bye.
Cheers. Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
Good